Okay, iPhone, can you please unmute and tell me your name?
Maxwell Ferguson.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Shemke.
Good morning, Judge.
Have you already spoken to Mr. Ferguson?
Mr. Ferguson, it appears, is up for a motion hearing, and I was not familiar with anything that he's doing today.
What's your motion, Mr. Ferguson?
I applied to get off probation early.
Oh, okay. All right, you want to represent yourself on that?
I'd probably like some help if available. If I could talk to Mr. Shemke.
Okay.
No, I've never represented myself, so I would definitely like some guidance if possible.
Okay, Mr. Shemke,
I mean, I'm happy to speak with him, but I mean, I don't know anything about his case or what he's done or what he hasn't done.
Okay. I can actually, let me confirm. I don't know if that's anything covered by MIDC. Let me confirm first. Let me confirm whether or not that's something that MIDC attorneys represent individuals on. And then, Mr. Ferguson, I'll put you in a breakout room with Mr. Shemke if that's the case, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. So, while I'm handling this one, can one of you ask Stacy if early discharge motion requests are covered with MIDC? First time we've had that one. Okay.
Who wants that? Yeah, sure.
All right. We don't have paperwork back on the felonies, do we?
No.
Okay. All right, and so we are going on the record in the matter of okay, Mr. Ferguson or Mr. Shemke, Mr. Ferguson, because he's requested one now, does have the right to an MIDC attorney, so I'm having probation send you the information, okay?
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. So I will put the two of you in a breakout room while you're awaiting that paperwork. Okay, and so Mr. Shemke, are you ready to proceed with Mr. Ferguson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so we are going to go on the record in the matter of Maxwell Ferguson 211-973A and appearance, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke appearing on behalf of my client. This time we consent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Ferguson, your name, please.
Maxwell Ray Ferguson.
All right, thank you. And so, counsel, I will note for the record that Mr. Ferguson filed a request for early discharge from probation on his own. And then the court set it for a hearing for today because Mr. Ferguson has had 3 violations since he's been sentenced, since he was sentenced on January 31st of 2022. And notably, those violations occurred, the most recent one was January 18th of 2023, one was August 8th of 2023, and then I'm sorry, 2022, and then there was also one June 8th of 2022. And so the court will also note that this morning when checking in Mr. Ferguson requested an attorney to represent him. And so I placed both you and Mr. Ferguson in a breakout room, and then you received the paperwork from probation this morning because Mr. Ferguson just requested an attorney this morning. And so, counsel, do you have an opportunity to review the report, or I'm sorry, the paperwork and speak with Mr. Ferguson?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, at this point, I'd be respectfully requesting an adjournment of the matter. Judge, he has an outstanding balance and he's had prior violations. I believe that he will be an excellent candidate for consideration for early termination. However, he's had 3 violations and he has a balance. This is a premature motion, so I'd ask that it be heard at a later date.
Okay. Okay, so we can adjourn this, how does June? Twenty-first work? It's a
Judge, I
Wednesday,
just
we're
asked,
here that day.
well, I just asked my client to consider that the next time he wants this motion heard, that he should have a zero balance with the court. So if he believes that he could get his balance zeroed out by June 21st, then I would certainly say that would be a smart maneuver. Mr. Ferguson, can you get your costs and fines paid in that period of time?
Yeah,
Then yes, Judge, we'd respectfully request an adjournment to that date.
if I could put up enough today, could anything work out?
I'm sorry, what's that?
If I could pay enough money today, do you think anything could be done or no?
Could you pay all of it?
Well,
What is the balance? 1,600, I believe.
okay, well, sir, your balance at sentencing was $1,900. How much, and how much have you paid?
I want to say so far I've paid at least 400 or 500 towards it.
Is that just your bond being applied, or did you make those payments?
I made the payments and then my bond was applied to it. I made one big payment, I'm pretty sure. Like when I first got on it.
Well, you were supposed to have been making $150 a month payments. Were you doing that?
No.
And it's interesting that now you can pay it in full. So I'm not sure why you were making your payments to begin with.
No, I wouldn't be able to pay it in full today, no.
Okay, so we're going to set this to June 21st at 8:30 a.m. for your early discharge request, sir. Okay,
Okay.
all right, we'll see you back on June 21st at 8:30 in the morning.
All right.
All right, thank you. And we're going to be off the record. All right, we're on the record in the matter of Shelby Skutnik, 222226. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke appearing on behalf of my client. This time extended to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, and Ms. Skutnik, your name, please. Please unmute.
Nick,
Your name, please.
Shelby Skutnik.
All right, and I need you to turn down whatever other device you have there, ma'am. Because I'm hearing myself come through your screen. Not anymore though, okay. All right, and so Ms. Skutnik is on probation for operating visibly impaired, and it's alleged that she failed to appear for drug testing on May 5th and May 17th. And Ms. Skutnik was sentenced on December 20th of 2022. And counsel, what's happening?
Yes, Your Honor. My client's aware that she could have a violation of probation hearing. That will not be necessary. She's prepared to admit responsibility.
All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay. And so, ma'am, you heard the plea or the allegations and the plea that was played that your attorney indicated, correct?
Yeah.
And as to the allegation, how did you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice of rights regarding probation violation with your attorney, correct?
Correct.
And you understand that by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing.
Yeah.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, correct?
Yeah.
And the recommendation in this matter is for probation to be extended for 3 additional months and an alcohol tether, correct?
Yeah.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
Yeah.
All right, and counsel, if you can please vote to your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention back to the dates of April 5th of 2023 and, or excuse me, May 5th of 2023 and May 17th of 2003. Did you fail to submit to drug test as ordered through your probation?
Yes, but I went the previous or the day after to make them up.
Satisfied, Judge.
Okay. And the court will accept the plea as knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will indicate that a probation violation is found based upon your plea of guilty, and this is technical violation number 3. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, I just note that my client did in fact submit to a makeup test. She is not tested positive, so I would respectfully request consideration for any leniency this court could determine going forward with her admonishments. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. And why did you not appear?
I did not have the money to at that point in time.
And are you working, ma'am?
Yes, but work has not been very steady lately.
Where is it you work?
At BJ's Brew House and Tavern.
Okay, and how often do you work?
Right now, lately, it's only been a couple days a week.
And so what are you doing for additional money, ma'am?
I am not really doing anything. I have 3 children that I have to take care of and babysit, not babysit, but watch over.
Well, right, knowing that you have 3 children yourself, don't you think that you would try to figure out another way to supplement your income if your main source of income is not sufficient?
Right, absolutely, yes. I have submitted applications for other areas of work, of course, but I haven't been able to go to any of the interviews yet or set up any interviews yet.
Okay. All right, and ma'am, if you were to test today, what would be detected in your system?
Nothing.
Okay, and so did you communicate with your probation officer that you were unable to attend based upon your lack of funds?
Yes.
And so you weren't able to obtain those funds from anybody else for testing?
Family, no.
I can't understand you, ma'am.
I said I don't have any family, really, no.
Okay, can you lift up your device? I think that your microphone's muffled. Is your microphone
sorry.
sitting on something?
No, can you hear me better now?
Not really. It's still muffled. It's still pretty muffled. So ma'am, it's incumbent upon you to figure out how to supplement your income, because I'll tell you right now, the court's going to adopt the recommendation. Court's going to extend your probation 3 months from December 20th of 2023.
Okay, Your Honor.
And you're to complete all terms of probation, you're also going to have an alcohol tether and pay a $50 probation violation fee. The alcohol tether isn't free. So I don't know how it is you're going to plan to pay for that.
Is there any way we could not do the alcohol tether?
No, ma'am, you've missed 2 tests and you had a prior missed test previously. No.
Okay.
All right, and the court's going to have you email in to Mr. Roberts so that you can obtain the information regarding your alcohol tether.
Okay.
You were sentenced, ma'am, in December of 2022, and this is less than 6 months, and this is now your third violation. Your next violation is going to result in incarceration, ma'am, so please make sure that you're doing what you need to do.
Yes, Honor.
All right, thank you. Please email into probation, Mr. Roberts, by 10:15.
Thanks, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. This is the matter of Robert Horton, 23307. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shank, appearing on behalf of my client, this time extended to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Horton, your name, please.
My name Robert Horton.
All right, and today's the date scheduled for probation violation hearing. Mr. Horton's on probation for malicious destruction of property, trees and shrubs. And it's alleged that this is his first technical violation, that he tested positive for alcohol on April 30th of 2023. And
Yes, Your Honor. My client understands that he could have a hearing in which he would contest this violation. That will not be necessary at this time.
all right, and so Mr. Horton, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and sir, you heard the plea that your attorney indicated, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as to the allegation you tested positive for alcohol on April 30th of this year in violation of probation, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, and you've gone over your rights for probation violation purposes, correct?
Yes, I did.
And you understand by entering into plea, you'll be waiving some of those. Right?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, they didn't.
All right, and you also understand that by entering into a plea, you understand the possible penalty, correct?
Yes.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes, I do.
All right, counsel, if you can please vote your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention back to April 3rd of 2023. Did you test positive for alcohol?
Yes.
All right, satisfied, Judge.
All right, the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, or factually accurate. The court will accept your plea. It's a probation violation, and counsel adds to the recommendation.
Your Honor, I'd ask that it be adopted.
All right, and so, sir, what happened?
I was out at a gathering and made a mistake and took a little, it wasn't even a lot, little celebration toast and something I shouldn't have did. It was a mistake on my behalf and I own up to it, but it'll never happen again. Trying to get this over with.
What kind of celebration was it, sir?
It was a wedding.
All right, and so how much did you have to drink?
It was only a shot, a little shooter, really. It wasn't even a whole shot. A little small, half a shot. But I knew I shouldn't have did it. Huh?
When was the wedding?
The wedding was on the 29th of April, I believe. It was the day before I had to go drop, and I believe I had to drop on that 30th. But I didn't know I had got the text, and I went in and dropped because they told me I was scheduled to come drop, and I ended up having.
All right. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity to think about what you just said to the court about one half a shooter based upon your numbers. So, because based upon your numbers, sir, you're not being 100% truthful. So what and how much did you drink?
It wasn't no full cup. It wasn't a lot of probably. It was a shot, but it was straight. So it wasn't nothing added to it, just liquor.
And what was it a shot of, sir?
Tequila.
Okay, and at what point in the wedding was there a shot?
When they had made the toast.
Okay, so right before dinner?
After
Dinner. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that yes?
Yes.
And so, you're telling this court that was all that you had to drink?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't have any other drinks?
Just that drink.
Well, sir, your level was still pretty high the next morning for just having one shot right after dinner.
Yeah, I know. I woke right up and went to go drop. I didn't, because I had got the text message. And I don't, so like I say, I just went right in and dropped, and that's what they had got.
Right, well, that was at least 8 hours after the toast.
Mm-hmm. I want to say exactly 8 hours because I went early, like 7. I had.
Okay, well, it was long enough that there for only one shot, though the level would not have been what it was. But knowing all that, the court's going to indicate you're to continue to complete out terms of probation, add a $50 probation violation fee, increase random testing. So you're going to have to email into Mr. Roberts to find out your new color, sir.
All right.
And sir, you were just sentenced on April 24th.
Yeah,
Less than a week later, you were already consuming alcohol and you violated your probation.
Yeah, but I'm not no drinker. That won't happen again. That was just a mistake. I'm not no drinker.
Okay, I hope it doesn't, sir.
It won't.
All right, please email them to Mr. Roberts. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you. Awesome. Have a good day off the record. Okay, and the individual in the shirt, in the car, the yellow shirt, or can you please unmute?
I'm here now.
Okay, and your name, please?
Walter Ripito.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Shunke, have you spoken to Mr. Ripito?
I have.
Okay, so we're ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Going on the record in the matter of Walter Ripito, 221582. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shem, appearing on behalf of my client, it's time to consent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ripito, your name, please.
Walter Ripito.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ripito is on probation for domestic violence, and it's alleged that Mr. Ripito violated probation by failing to appear for drug testing on May 8th and May 15th and failure to pay, and that would be technical violations 3, 4, and 5. And the counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. My client understands he could have a hearing in which he could contest these technical violations. That will not be necessary.
All right, Mr. Ripito, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and you heard the allegations, correct?
Yes.
And as to those allegations, sir, how do you plead?
Not guilty to the count on the 8th and the 15th, and my fines have all been paid up as far as this morning. I'm paid up 100%.
Okay. All right, well, you're pleading not guilty to failing to appear for your drug testing on May 8th and May 15th?
Well, I guess the 15th, on the 8th, my color was never called. And on the 15th, I must have got the days mixed up. Maybe I didn't hear it correctly. But the 8th, my color was never called. So the 15th could be a 15th could probably be my fault. Misinterpreting color.
You're also indicating you're pleading not guilty on the failure to pay?
No, I paid this morning. My court costs are all paid up at 8:30 this
Hold
morning.
on. Okay, but as of May 10th, when this violation was filed, that's what the allegation was at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so counsel, I'm gonna put you and Mr. Ripito in a breakout room. We're gonna go. We are going back on the record in the matter of Walter Ripito. And so counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Just needed to have some clarification. My client understands that the violation was that he had not paid at the time. He understands he has since made a payment. However, he understands it was a violation. So we are prepared to proceed.
All right, and so I did swear you in, correct, Mr. Ripito? You're muted, please unmute. Unmute, please, thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right, and so Mr. Ripito, your name, please, for the record.
Walter Ripito.
Okay, and as to, I did swear you in already, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what I thought. And as to the allegations, sir, that you failed to appear for testing on May 8th and May 15th of this year and failed to pay prior to this morning, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
And you also understand that by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand that the recommendation is for probation to be revoked, the case closed without improvement, revoke your advisement status, and pay a $50 probation violation fee and serve 30 days jail. You understand that's the recommendation?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and counsel, if you can please order your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention back to earlier in your probationary terms. Did you fail to pay your costs and fines timely? I understand that you've already made a payment, but do you admit that you did not pay in which the time parameters that you were supposed to?
Yes, I do.
All right. And will you admit that at least on one date, whether it be May 8th or May 15th, that you did fail to comply with testing as ordered?
Yes,
Satisfied, Judge?
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. Will accept your plea of guilty, indicate a probation violation will enter based upon your plea of guilty, and that these are technical violations 3, 4, and 5. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, I think it bodes well that my client did in fact pay his balance off. I'd ask that any jail right now temporarily be suspended. I would be respectfully requesting consideration for a jail review. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and so Mr. Ripito, why did you not attend your testing on May 8th?
Your Honor, when I called, my color was not called on the 8th. And on the 15th, I could have been mixed up and misunderstood the color, but on the 8th, my color was not called. So I take responsibility for what I do, but as far as the 15th, but on the 8th, it wasn't called. I usually write it down every morning when I wake up, and based on what time I can get off work. We work 12 hours a day, and I start at 6 in the morning. So I've had a few makeup days talking to Natalie, because depending on where I'm working, can't get there in time.
Well, sir, okay, so let me clarify. So you didn't show on May 5th, because apparently you were out of town May 4th to May 7th. You didn't contact Ms. Shaw upon your return to let her know you missed the May 5th test. So she reached out to you on May 8th and gave you instructions to test at a different facility. Did she not?
I did not speak to her. No, Your Honor, I did not speak to her.
You didn't email, she didn't email you at all on May 8th?
I have not looked at my emails in weeks. I usually don't get nothing in my emails.
Sir, check your email.
Okay, Your Honor, apologize to the court.
Check it right now. Are you checking it right now?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. It's going slow because of the Zoom, I'm assuming.
Well, you can just search up Ms. Shaw's name and it should pop right up on May 8th instead of scrolling all the way through.
Yes, there is an email there, Your Honor.
Okay, so what does that email say?
It's opening. Oh, it asked me to go to a location in Dearborn. Please test tonight between 5 and 7 at a Dearborn location.
Right, and so you had communication with Ms. Shaw prior to leaving for Grayling, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so what was the content of that conversation?
That this has happened before, that when I go out of town, I may have a makeup as soon as I get back.
Right, so you're well aware, sir, that you need to communicate immediately upon your return, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you didn't do that. And is that because you would have tested dirty for something?
No, Your Honor. I've not had a drink.
Then why didn't you contact her, as is customary during the time you've been on probation, when you leave out of town for work? Why did you not follow the protocol that you've been following the other times that you've left for work while you've been on probation?
It must, I don't know, I can't give it an X Maybe I didn't think I had the color. I don't remember, Your Honor, to be honest with you, honestly.
Well, sir, I'm not really buying that answer at all. And then what about on May 15th? Why didn't you test?
I called and I don't believe that my color was called. I write it down every morning when I wake up at 5 o'clock. And I must have
Okay.
misunderstood the color. That's all, Your Honor.
And sir, you were to make payments of $200 per month, beginning January 15th, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you make any of your monthly payments?
No, I didn't. I made the initial after being sentenced, but no, I didn't. Work was slow, and we actually really got back to work steady about a month ago because of the weather, because of what I do for a living.
So prior to today, did you make any payments?
No, Your Honor.
So even though work's been steady for a month, you haven't made any attempt to make a payment until today. And did you communicate any of that to your probation officer?
No, that hasn't been a subject anytime we've talked.
Sir, that's your responsibility. You're the one that indicated you would pay a certain amount of money per month, and you haven't done that.
I understand, Your Honor.
So that's your responsibility to indicate to your probation officer why you haven't done that. And then somehow you end up having all of the money to pay this morning.
Yeah, I worked 7 days the last 2 weeks.
Okay, well, sir, you're on probation. You were sentenced in December, and this is now your third, fourth, and fifth violations.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to indicate that your under advisement status is revoked. I'm going to continue you on probation. The court's going to also indicate 30 days jail, serve 5 days, suspend 25 with a jail review. On July 17th, do you have your July? Let's do July 19th. At 8:30 a.m.
Do I shoot? So I have 5 days. So I'm sorry, because it's hard to hear. So I have 5 days in jail on the 17th of July.
No, you have 5 days jail that you have to serve. You can report on Friday. And then the balance of the 25 is suspended. You have a jail review on July 19th at 8:30. And the court will determine at that point whether or not you're going to serve the additional 25. In the meantime, you're continuing with all your terms of probation, conditions of probation. Your under advisement status is revoked.
So I'm sorry. So Friday I show up at Wyandotte at 8:30.
No, I'm going to have you email into Ms. Shaw and she'll tell you where you need to report. It'll be Wayne County Jail is where you're going to be staying for 5 days.
This Friday.
Yes. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, make sure you're emailing in to Michelle by 10:45. And sir, any other violations will be additional time potentially. So you want to make sure that you have to leave for work, which the court has not deprived you of that option of leaving the area for work. You need to comply with everything immediately upon your return.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, we're going to be off the record. All right, and we are on the record in the matter of Riley Doyle, 221482A. And appearance, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, appearing on behalf of my client. This time we consent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, and Mr. Doyle, please unmute and put your entire face on screen, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and your name, please.
Riley Doyle.
All right, and counsel, today's the date and time scheduled for probation violation. Your client's on probation for failed to report an accident. And this alleged for technical violation number 4, it's alleged he failed to report to probation April 11th, April 18th, May 3rd, and tether shows report of alcohol consumption on May 8th.
Yes, Your Honor. My client understands he could have a violation probation hearing that will not be necessary at this time.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, and you heard the plea that your attorney indicated, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as to the probation violation allegations, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice of rights for probation violation purposes with your attorney, correct?
I believe so. We talked on the phone yesterday, but I haven't been on a breakout room from today.
Okay, but you understand your right to have a contested hearing in this matter, correct?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
And by entering into a plea, you will not have that hearing. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea today. And the recommendation specifically is for you to continue and complete all terms of probation, pay a $50 probation violation fee, $50 rescheduling fee, and 10 days jail. You understand that that's the recommendation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea.
Yes, Your Honor. I thought my lawyer. I thought my attorney was supposed to do like a jail review. I don't remember what exactly he was going to do.
Okay, I'm just making sure that you understand what the possible penalties are and what the
Oh,
recommendation
yeah.
is. I'm not saying that I'm adopting the recommendation. I just want to make sure that you understand what it all is.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I wasn't understanding what you were saying, but I understand now.
Okay,
Thank you for making it clear.
all right. And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, if you can please body your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention back to terms conditions of your probation. Did you fail to attend a scheduled probation visit on April 11th, April 18th, and May 3rd of 2023?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then also, was there, per your alcohol tether, did it in fact register that you had alcohol in your system on May 8th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
Satisfied, Judge.
All right. And the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea, the probation violations, and counsel.
Yes, Judge. I saw that there is a recommendation for 10 days jail. I just asked that terms and conditions of his probation be continued and we get a jail review date, giving him one final opportunity to comply with all terms and conditions. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Doyle,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were sentenced in this court on November 1st.
Yes, Your Honor.
You had a probation violation hearing on March 27th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so the reason for that probation violation was a police report out of Southgate indicated consumption of alcohol while you were on probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to that, you had a probation violation motion with your attorney. Prior to that. And so now we have these allegations. Why did you not report to probation, sir, on April 11th?
I don't remember. I had so much going on. But I realize I have to take this serious. I don't want this on my record. I just want to get this portion out of my life. I talked to my probation officer, and we had a pretty good conversation, and I needed to start getting my stuff done so I can get this chapter of my life flipped over and start a new page.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, but I haven't heard why you didn't appear on April 11th.
I said I was just had so much going on in my life, and I guess I just wasn't taking the court serious, and I just forgot. I didn't remember.
Well, what about April 18th?
I remember we rescheduled, and I just like I said, I forgot. It wasn't like I purposely did it, and then I believe me and Alex met after that.
Well, it wasn't on May 3rd because you were supposed to meet May 3rd and you didn't do that either.
I don't remember the last time we met, but it was just I had so much going on. It was too much. Like I have no excuse for it. It was just me being forgetful.
All right, then what did you consume, sir, that would have alcohol detected on May 8th?
I don't know what happened. I didn't drink, but I like clean my house with isopropyl, and then that like I have a dab rig, and we throw like me and my buddies all throw our bangers inside of ISO just to clean them because they're it's just like it puts like a carbon on them if you don't, like it builds like a char carbon on them, so you have to like throw them in ISO, and we pick them up from that. And I didn't realize that like my skin's pore can like intake that, so that might have happened, but I don't know. Honest
And
to
that's
God,
at
like
work? What's your work schedule, sir? What days do you work?
I work at Ajax Restoration, and it's just random. It's like whenever a flood happens at a house, or like a hazardous thing, like if a septum pump, so it's just on call, but it hasn't been that busy.
Okay, so is it usually during the day?
Yeah, it's like honestly whenever like I can get called in whenever, like if your house is flooding out in the middle of the night, my boss will call me, and sometimes we'll go out in the middle of the night. It's usually in the daytime though. The nighttime ones are like usually like bad floods in basements.
Okay, so on May 8th, were you working on May 8th?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so that's when it's indicated that your alcohol level was a 0.07 on your tether. So I don't think touching the isopropyl to clean anything would have affected that at that time because you weren't working.
No, 100%.
So what did you have to drink?
I I'm not gonna lie, like my dog passed away on the 1st of this month. I did not drink nothing. Like I was already depressed. I wouldn't have risked my probation to drink on the 8th. So it was like when Alex called me and told me, I believe it was my attorney called me and told me that, I was shocked by it. So I don't know what happened.
Well,
I was applying with my probation, and with like I was drug testing, and I was going up to my tether agency every week. So like I
well, sir, it was at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I have no idea.
And you're telling this court that even though you've been on probation for 6 months, that you forgot that you needed to meet with your probation officer.
It was me just being forgetful. Like I just was having too much. Like I just had too much things going on, and it just slipped my brain. Honestly, it's something I have to work on. I am a very forgetful person. I need to work on that, like my skill in life.
Okay, but sir, and I can understand that, but prior to that, you didn't have any violations for failing to report.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just too much. I wasn't like purposely trying to miss, but like I said, it was just me being forgetful.
Sir, I can understand that if you just started probation, but after you've been on probation for a while and then all of a sudden you stop reporting, then there's something else going on. And then you tested positive for alcohol, it showed alcohol consumption of 0.07 at 3 o'clock in the morning. So the court's going to adopt the recommendation. You're going to continue to complete all terms of probation, pay a $50 probation violation fee, a $50 rescheduling fee, and 10 days jail.
Yeah.
So you're going to report tonight for jail?
For 10 days.
Yes. So you're going to email into Alex. He's going to give you that information. Okay, sir?
Okay.
All right.
Um,
And do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah, was there a reason why the jail review wasn't adopted? I just wanted to ask.
Well, sir, the recommendation wasn't for a jail review. I understand that your attorney was asking for a jail review. However, based upon what this court heard and the allegations that have been put forth, the court is not adopting a recommendation for a jail review.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So where would I report at?
Mr. Roberts will give you that information. Mr. Shenke, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, email into Mr. Roberts, please, by 11:20, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and we're going to be off the record